Today, let's cover the Article 9 of the Code of Ethics, which talks about the parents and the teachers. I am hoping that we will all attain and learn by heart this article and be able to act accordingly should we face certain situations. This article covers 3 sections, and I will try my best to present this without boring your socks off, so prepare your brains for more knowledge. So we're here in Article 1. Article 1 states that every teacher shall establish and maintain cordial relations with parents and shall conduct himself to merit their confidence and respect. This means that a teacher and a parent should form a harmonious relationship. Not romantic, not illicit, but harmonious. What do you mean by harmonious? Harmonious is a good relationship without any strings attached. And I mean any strings attached. A teacher must maintain his or her professionalism by not forming any kind of relationship with the student or the parent of the student. And it should be one that would attain or beget the respect, trust, confidence from the parents. Because if the parent have confidence in you, if the parent have trust, if the parent respects you as a teacher, it would be much easier for you to teach his or her child, because a teacher would be comfortable for you to teach their child. An example would be being formal and professional when meeting the parents, which means dili ka too friendly, you're not flirty. No, you should be professional and formal when meeting with the parents. You should not accept any bribe. Ganun na apil man siya diri. Because when you accept a bribe, it forms a relationship with you and whoever gives you the bribe. You see, there would be strings attached, and that would not be harmonious. Also, you should not form any inappropriate relationship with the student or the parents of the student, because there would be conflict with you and the parent or with you and the student. In Section 2, it states that every teacher shall inform parents through proper authorities of all the progress and deficiencies of the learner under him, exercising utmost candor and tact in pointing out learner deficiencies and in seeking parents' cooperation for the proper guidance and improvement of the learners. This means that the teacher must be attentive to its students, whether this student is behaving not according to his or her age, this student is excelling or is behaving above her age. The teacher should point that out and be respectful and gentle in telling it to the parents. And the teacher should be honest as possible, not to sugarcoat everything, but to be honest and tell the parents in a gentle, respectful, polite way. This also states that seeking parents' cooperation for the proper guidance and improvement of the learners, which means that the teacher and the parent should work hand in hand for the proper development of the student. Because everything that is taught in school should be enhanced at home, and everything that is taught at home should be strengthened at school. This is why it is very important for the parents and teachers to work hand in hand, because if the work or the task of developing a student is left to the teachers alone, it would not be possible, because the teachers could not do it alone. There is a need for the cooperation of the parents as well. An example for this would be that the weaknesses and strengths of a child or a student in general must be first identified by the parents. The parents should be the first one to say, "Oh, teacher, mas kamo akong bata mag-sport kaysa mag-math." Or, "My child is better at math than arts. My child is better in science than English than Filipino," something like that. Because the teacher would then adjust and know how to approach this child. Oh, ing aning approach, ing aning learning style, di ay dapat ako ang buhaton for this child, for her or him to be able to understand fully the lesson. The teacher must also assess what the child is capable and not capable of. For example, "Ma'am, maglisod lagi imong anak og sabot og addition, simple addition." The teacher should be the one to to assess that, ma'am, your child is having difficulty making friends. Your child is having difficulty doing things alone. The teacher should also see that and report that to the parents. The parents should know, of course. The teacher must report that to the parents politely and gently. Parents must be well informed, diba? Must be well informed of all the wrong and right conduct of the student. For example, the student commits offense to the school. The parents should be the first one to know. Although, ang teacher mo ginakabalo, kay teacher may nakita, the teacher should report that to the parents first. You should not directly subject the child or the student into disciplinary action, but rather give him a warning and tell the parents about it so that the parents can have a chance to discipline the child. The second time the child would commit offense, the teacher is allowed to subject the child into disciplinary action. And I'm not saying latusan ha, no, of course not, but a formal and proper disciplinary action in school, ha? So now we are in section 3. In section 3, it states that the teacher shall hear parents' complaints with sympathy and understanding and shall discourage unfair criticism. So the teacher in here must be a good listener. The teacher must be objective. Because when the parents try to complain, the teacher should let the parents complain first. You should listen to them because their words came from somewhere. Their feelings came from somewhere. You should put yourselves in their shoes. But also, keep objectivity. The teacher should know where she stands, The teacher should know the teacher should not be swayed by what the parents said. If the child is being absent because wala siya ganahin mo eskwela, because pobrera sila. Let's say that is the situation. Pobrera sila and the child doesn't want to go to school anymore. The teacher should understand. The teacher should sympathize that. Of course, it is very understandable, but it doesn't give the child the excuse not to go to school anymore, to absent and be passed. That's why the teacher should be good in decision making, should be careful, and should know his or her authority. For example, a parent complains about the grade of her child. The parent is a very wealthy person, and her child's performance at school is not very good. Let's say not very good, but the parent is wealthy. The teacher should know his or her authority. When the parent is trying to bribe you, you should know where you stand as a professional, as a teacher. You should know your authority. When you accept any bribe, not only are you forming employer-employee kind of relationship, but also you are encouraging unfair criticism, of course. That student is not performing well at school, but because of the money, you're going to pass that student. That's not supposed to be it. Alright? The teacher should encourage fair. Alright? Fair criticism, whatever the social status is. Kung pasar siya, pasar siya. Kung fail siya, fail siya. So as a takeaway, we should all know that, and I want to reiterate it again and again, that parents must work hand in hand with teachers. Because we cannot leave the task of developing a child to the teachers alone. It doesn't work like that. The lessons that are taught at school must be enhanced at home, and the lessons that are taught at home must be strengthened at school. Let's jump now to Article 10 to be explained to us by Ms. Bendoy.